Green arrows tonight. Yes, 2 green arrows again. Awesome. Thank you for listening to or watching the Upland Down Under podcast. Tonight's show's recording live on Thursday, the 11th of July at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. On tonight's show, we'll catch up on the Upland market floors. Aviation Heroes are go. Cross-city collections are back and here to stay. Starter bundles now available. The Queensridge Las Vegas neighborhood is now sold, and Genesis season draws to a close. I've got the main topic for tonight's show pegged as savoring the build-up and the growing anticipation at hand for a number of upcoming key events. There's a few things cooking away with that. We've got QIPS on Upland account legacy protection and critical market floor trigger points. And of course, we'll take a look at another Upland community member spotlight courtesy of the Dynamic No Builders team. Tonight, we'll also be giving away at least 35,000 UPX, 3 map assets, a Genesis node Midtown Terrace property, and 1 vehicle, which will take the 2024 giveaway tally to at least 1.3 million and change, 65 map assets, 1 property, and 3 vehicles. All that and more on this, the Upland Down Under podcast. I feel like we're doing, what's that Christmas song? Partridge in a Pear Tree, something like that. How are we doing this evening, Swally?
Yes, very gruntled yet again. And yourself?
Yes, not too bad, mate. Buellerman's in the house. I haven't heard from him yet, though, so he might be munching away. Are you there, Buellerman?
Yeah, it was a hard week. The European Championship is supported by our company, and it was a week of horror.
Right. Well, good to have you on board regardless, mate. Thank you very much. All right. Now, let me see if I can find this one, because we got to do this again. Our old mate, Bammy Tech. So, for one last round, tonight's show is brought to you by BAMTech from the Apex Motor and Map Assets Metaventure. Your trackside property will stand out with speedway fences from Apex Map Assets with over, well, it says 380, but I imagine he's probably over 400 by now. We'll say 400. With over 400 sold, these debris fences give upland racers a realistic visual when driving by your property. You'll find speedway fences on many tracks, including Upland's New York Speedway. Speedway fences are available at all of the Apex Map Asset shops in LA, the Bronx, Miami, Las Vegas, and Sao Paulo. BAMTech also now has roadster carts. Did you manage to get one of those up when he had his FOMO sales on? If you did, well done to you. They are available at Apex Motors. And don't forget to give BAMTech a follow on X at BAMTech_01 as well. Links to the Apex Motors and Map Assets showrooms and BAMTech's X account are in the description. We've got a few more of those to give away this evening. Thank you very much for BAMTech for sponsoring the show for the last 4 weeks, and we've got a new sponsor to kick off with next week, so more prizes to give away there. If you're wondering how you can take part in the live streaming of this podcast, I drink the link. No, I dropped the link to the live stream in the NBA server Thursday nights at about 6:45 p.m. AEST. And you can, of course, also keep your eyes out on the associated YouTube and X feeds of mine also. All over the place tonight, as you can probably tell. Got lots of stuff going on in real life. If you've been following on with the Twitters and what's going on there, yeah, mad scramble this evening. And Swally, you've been out and about this evening, so it's all a bit slapped together this evening.
Yeah, I wasn't able to help you out. I'm sorry. We'll get back to it next week.
That's all good, mate. Speaking of which, I said I was going to do this. Let me just share screen that. Now, last week when we tried that new live participants giveaway, I left that right to the very end, and we missed out on a few people, undoubtedly. Where is the bloody link? I've got too many things open. Well, I believe if you drop the hashtag LFG in the YouTubes or in the StreamYard or anywhere, it should show up. I don't really like LFG myself, but it kind of makes sense for this evening, so we'll go with it. Where is it? Here it is, this one. So yes, nobody's put it in yet. Can somebody hashtag LFG so we can see if that works? And we'll go from there. LFG for Buellerman. Let me check. Maybe, what if I refresh it? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Disclaimer. Disclaimer.
It's getting to that. Thank you very much. Let me find that one.
I'm just saying what Laban wrote.
Look at that teamwork. Thank you.
Warning: this podcast is produced by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment, contains unsolicited and heavily biased opinions which are solely the views of the individuals involved.
There you go. Thank you very much, fellas. When it's all falling apart, somebody can help pull it together. Awesome stuff. All right, I think we got that all covered. We covered the sponsor. We got the LFG hashtag out there. We've got the disclaimer in. So I guess we can get into the Breaking Badly news. Upland markets. Now, Swally said he wasn't able to cover some of he wasn't able to run the numbers this evening. So I did as many as I could in my mad scramble to get ready. I have fleshed this out a little bit more this week as well, which you might be able to pick up on straight away. If you can't already tell, I now have the floor markup percentage in both UPX and USD. And just for clarity, the cities on the left that are in green, those are the ones that I double check the floors. The rest I haven't done yet. You probably noticed that I didn't spam this out anywhere yet because after I get done with the show, I'll finish all those off, make sure the numbers are correct. So anything below that's probably FUBAR. Swally, I could not believe the amount of jailed accounts in Buenos Aires. That took me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Because I do it every week, I tend to know the names, and I look down for the unfamiliar names, so to speak. And all Meeks has always got a few on the floor. So Meeks or Freaky Man, so you can spot them out.
I used Meeks a couple of times as that must be the floor because he's always got the floor going somewhere. So yeah, that was definitely helpful. But yeah, my gosh. And of course, if it's a $3 floor, that was kind of easy. You could see if there's 15 there at the $3 where you take a punt that one of them's got to be legit.
I didn't even look at the $3 floors.
Yeah.
There's going to be
I was surprised actually. Yeah, I was surprised actually at how far off some of the figures were that UPX land showed. Where was it? It might have been even Bakersfield or somewhere like that. Like I checked it manually, and the UPX figure was higher than the one that was shown in UPX land via the city overview. So there's something weird going on there too.
There's some sort of delay or something, and I've noticed that as well.
Yeah.
If it's not much difference, I don't change it. But if it's significant difference, I usually change it. So
yeah, there's a couple there where I was like, "Wow, that's wild."
It's getting harder and harder to do this. I think we need to either give up on it or just take the floors. I guess, especially with New City being released every season. It's becoming.
Yeah, it's just a shame that there's no easy way to do it. I mean, you can overview the city and press the button, but you can't do that in like in the New York boroughs. That's too much cross contamination there. I mean, I guess you
when
could,
you print out the list is fine. It's just the jailed properties is what's ruining it. And if you can filter them out somehow, then it'll literally only take you 2 minutes, and you can literally do it as you're warming up for the show.
Yeah. But anyhow,
it is heavily demanded, even from the Apex Land developers, to Upland to deliver an endpoint, an API endpoint to get a list of jailed players or something like that. That you just have to check if one of these properties is from one player who's in jail. It won't be listed. But I think it's on the maybe one of the next quality of life updates or something like this. Maybe soon, eventually in the future, you know the term.
There you go. If you're playing the game, that's your first shot you got to take right there.
Yeah. It's 11 a.m., so no shots at this time.
Bit early for Laban and Maui as well. Get some heart starters going. Anyhow, we'll look at the numbers that we've got. 90-day averages, both the transaction volume and the trading volume down. The transaction volume down 3.9%, trading volume down 2.1%. Unique active wallets down a smidge, not worth mentioning there. Total unminted properties, we had 324 come in. I guess that's the bundles and whatnot. Unless there was there another starter city expansion? Normally, if there is, the figure jumps up way more than that.
No, I don't think. I just discovered while reworking a bit at the My Upland backend that there must be a short time frame in the past where many new neighborhoods around Dallas were active. Not only the 6 or 7. There was something because this MV Aviation plant is outside of the neighborhoods visible too. So maybe we will get something around that.
It's funny you say that because I was only thinking the other day, everybody is so convinced that Paris is going to be the city release this next season, which makes sense given that the Olympics are on during the next season. But Upland always surprises. They never do what we think is going to happen.
Yeah, there's a city called Paris somewhere in the US too, so maybe we will get this instead.
I wouldn't be surprised that instead of getting Paris, we do get an expansion of Dallas.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me.
This is the headquarter of Segway, and this will be the new form of transportation. And the next vehicles to say Segways, motorbikes, or something like this.
Yeah. Yes, who would know? I'll just say too. Oh, he just bounced out. I just added you kind of, but then he goinked out. All right. So what else have we got in the numbers? Well, total properties for sale in USD up 189. So not much going on there. As I said, I did add in the UPX floor markup. I was surprised at how many cities are under the bloody 100% mint for UPX. That's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that much orange. 85%, 82%.
Because people buy it in USD and then flip it for UPX, but cutting the floor. And you've got to cut.
The floor in Washington is rising. I just
I didn't get to that
one for 90%. Now it's 97 or 98. It's the count of properties below 100% is actually 3. So maybe
in Washington.
Yeah.
In UPX, but not.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Swell?
The floor at UPX, definitely not in in USD.
I'm only interested in UPX and not in USD, so I just don't take a look.
Nice. Well, from the numbers that I did double check, what have we got? We've got Arlington taking a big hit on the USD, down almost 28%, was $6.89 this week, down under $5. And then on the flip side, Bermuda's up 20% and change on the UPX, was just under 12,000 now, just under 14,500. Birmingham also a big hit on the USD, was $4 now on the $3 floor. Bronx up on the UPX and the USD, double figures, was just under 10,000 now, a bit over 11,000, and was $3.50, $4. What else we got? Buenos Aires up on the UPX, 10%. And then Detroit also up 10% on the UPX. But I'm not really going to dive into the other figures because they're all FUBAR for sure. But yes, I was super surprised at how many under mints there are in UPX. Still no black ones in the USD side. We've got, what's the lowest we got now? 23, 23, 23, bunch of 23s. Yeah. So I think we'll just leave it at that for this week. Bit all over the shop. All right. Yes, if you've just joined us, don't forget to add in the hashtag LFG. Hashtag LFG. That'll get you in the live participants draw. And I just added you to the stage if you wanted to chat, but then just as I did, you boinked out. So let us know in chat if you want to jump in and have a talkie. All right. So what have you got happening in Upland this week? I have been pretty much totally disconnected apart from DMs and a few bits and pieces here and there. So some of this is completely new to me. So I don't know. You might be able to hold my hand through this one. What have we got first up? Aviation something or others. Let me just do this because it's easy. I'll go back to share screen there and I'll jump over to this one. Aviation Hero map assets. Commemorate private aviation in Upland. So what's this? Just more stuff to sell and buy?
Pretty much. A little map ups that looks like that. It was 10 gold ones, so 10 people got lucky.
10?
There's 10 gold ones and 100 silver ones.
Gosh, so why 10?
Get a gold one, which was luck of the draw. They didn't cost more or anything. They just...
Yeah, it's just...
Okay, if you got one of them, happy days. But...
Okay, so it was just a blitz sale.
Yeah.
110, $12.
Up, yeah.
Did they say bundle, Swally? No, they didn't say bundle. Well, that's something.
They're listening.
They're listening. So one map asset one map asset for $12 with a chance, a very extremely low chance, first of all, to get one and then to get a gold one. Okay. No indication yet that they're going to do anything or be anything?
Nah, just another
All right.
fundraising lights on expedition. What do you call it?
As we do.
Yep.
All right. We shall move on then. Now, this one, I did have a look at this a little bit. Cross City Collections are back and here to stay. That was kind of cool. Myself and a few other people, I think Cern S4 jumped on in as well. Like, not having any ability to search or sort is just it's these sort of things that just re-expose how much of a pain that is.
Well, if you listen to my comments with Elsac the other night, that's exactly where my thoughts go. I've got 2,000 properties, and I'm like, blue collections, nah. It's just, if they were red, I'd be all over it, or even orange, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah, and the nice one, if you complain on the Discord server, you get muted by Square Musa with sentences like, hey, it's only here in Discord and all the other players enjoying the game and all this. So it's
yeah, it's. I mean,
and it's nice
I
that
did it.
Los Angeles was big enough to be in 2 of these collections at start.
Well, we're questioning the wording of it because it says 5. The world one just says 5 different cities. Now, Upland have separated New York into 5 different cities.
Yeah, your Los Angeles are 3 cities too, and so you have Inglewood, you have Los Angeles, and you have Beverly Hills. So maybe you can.
So you can fill it with just the 5 boroughs of Queens of New York in it. If that's the case, that's just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I opened up the card and I just patched in the first 3 that were in the list.
I would
I clicked on the first one.
This might be a long shot. I said on my show, on our show, I'm not filling mine until the start of next season, just in case we've got a challenge to complete X amount of collections or something. Because they seem to do that. They release them like this ahead of time and then go, oh, by the way, now it's because if you think about
you didn't fill the collections last time they appeared. Because at my point, I didn't include any properties, but it says reward collected because I collected them the last time they were
done it previously.
Active. So it's just reactivating an old collection. So maybe this will not count.
Okay. Again, it's only blue. So
yeah, it's.
Yeah, I mean, no ability to search here or to sort these. It's just, it's crazy. Like, I've only got 222 matching properties, but yeah, I'm not going to sit there and click on them or go through it manually, or you can go over to UPX land and sort them over there, but I mean, it needs to be done in game.
Like, you don't have the thousands anymore, but try scrolling down, looking for a particular one, and they're not even in number order, or there's no order whatsoever. Even if they were just in number order, so you could just scroll down and look for the number. Some sort of order, but then you can look for it, but it's just so painful. So that's why when I saw them, I'm like, blue, it's an awesome idea, and it should be something that makes us happy. Like more collections, it's absolutely fantastic. And it is. It really is. And I think this is more of a new player collection than it is an established player collection.
Yes. Yeah, I think so too. So that needs to come sooner rather than later. So hopefully, because especially now it's even more exposed. I think there used to be people back in the day, way back in the day, that used to offer a private service where you'd give them your name and they'd run your collection stats and send you a bloody text file with what your best options are. And then there was Grombrindle's website you used to be able to do it on as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But it's not up to date anymore, surely.
I haven't used it recently. I've used it a few times. It is a brilliant site. I think Apex Land, do one as well. I'm not sure if that's paid or not. But it's fine running it. But you still got to find those properties. And when you've got 100+ collections, it's just it's a nightmare that I just go. I'm sure I'm missing out on tens of thousands of Apex a month because I don't have my collections optimized as best I can. I'm like, so long as I've got the red ones in, the right ones, and that's all I really give a shit about. Like, it's just too hard to try and manage the rest. So I don't even bother trying.
Basket. Yes. And the other part of this was the starter bundles. Oh, sorry, finish your thought.
I say, which is probably what they're aiming for anyway.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to go conspiracy theory, sure. So the other part of this was the starter bundles. Now, I did get a QIPS, I think it might have been 6 who said that they noticed when they were treasure hunting in, like you said, Buillerman, Dallas and Arlington or whatever it is. No, Darlington. Is it Arlington? Yeah. Where there's a whole bunch of extra properties seem to have popped up, and they must be associated with this starter bundles. So $23, the starter bundle includes 3 properties from various cities in Upland, 7.5% chance of receiving a premium high-value property. Is there any indication of what that means? Is that a collection property? Yeah. Is it the size of it? Is it I don't know. No need to register. Once you complete your purchase, the properties will be delivered directly to you, ready to be added to your growing empire. Now, do you get a pop-up of this? Do you know what properties you get?
They will be delivered directly to you, but not instant. Huh? Don't because it's maybe you just need to wait the day until someone in the headquarter presses the button. Directly to you only means you get them in your asset. You don't need to mint them, but I don't think you get them instant.
So I wonder if you get a pop-up to say they're arrived, or you get the little shaky box and all that sort of stuff.
Email.
An email.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
There should be so high value properties. I don't see any. Oh, but there's one with 125,000 UPX. This would be nice. Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah. Well, it's kind of clever that they're trying to use that to get all of the old cities minted out. But
all around 11 to 14k UPX, as I can see.
Yep.
And a few 100Ks. And the 7.5% are realistic.
So say 12k, so you're getting 36,000 UPX worth of value for your $23 thereabouts, unless you're lucky.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you're lucky. So I don't know. Probably you could probably do a lot better on the market floors with that $23, but that's not going to keep the lights on in the office.
And it is you need to do work for it. You need to if you want to get you need to do research, you put them on the market, you need to adjust your prices, you need to hope that someone wants to buy it, and this is just you throw $23 in and get slightly more value in UPX directly to your assets.
I guess that's a good feature anyhow, so is what it is.
It would be nice a city release like this. Maybe you can say just here I saved maybe 400k UPX, and I say I want to spend them in the next city release, so they go in a big pot, and then you get randomly some properties from this new city. So you don't need to go to mint there, but you just throw your UPX in and get some properties out. Randomized.
Yes, could be.
Yeah.
What's that? I had to wait a full day for delivery of the property and email. And the email lets you know. Thank you for that, JF.
Once a day they delivering them.
That's frustrating. I mean, if you're playing the game and you think, okay, I want to get my city collection or one of the collections, and you buy it, you want to do that straight away, not buy something in the game and then come back and maybe play it the next day. That just looks very backwards.
It looks like there are more than one delivery spots in the last days. 15, 17, and 21 UTC.
Times.
3 times a day, and then in a 6-hour window. So working hours at Upland, and then 3 times in this.
All right. I guess it's a minimum viable product, and it'll get improved just like everything else. Eventually, soon, one day, maybe.
Baby steps, yes.
Yeah, that's your second drink. All right. Probably the biggest news of all in regards to just kind of general stuff that was going on was, of course, X1 the Game has put out the thing in Discord. Huge congratulations to Upland's newest Vegas high roller. We're excited to see how this neighborhood develops. Queensridge Las Vegas has been sold. Now, I didn't remember off the top of my head how much that was. I wonder if was it
6
put in
or
here?
7 Ethereum.
7 Ethereum. So what's that? 3 7s are 20, about 20 grand Australian.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know who bought it?
No, not yet. I don't believe so. There was lots of questions asked about that. And I think it might have been, I did see a good conversation, forgive me if I'm wrong, it might have been between Cernos 4 and the Goldsmith. Oh, no, it might have been Green Turtle, actually, where they were talking about, what you can actually do with these. Like, whoever bought this, they can decide to release it to the public bit by bit.
Yeah.
They can hold on to it all themselves. There was a few different options they had that they could do. Yeah, so build a community hub or simply expand your real estate. Yeah. So
of course, everyone's thought straight away. Sorry, I was going to say everyone thought straight away is Abdullah, but X1 did say new whale, new. So I don't think it is him, going off the words that he used. So it'd be exciting to see who it is.
Yes,
there's no clues on the API side, so no user ID or EOS ID or something to track who is it yet.
It's a big neighborhood. Good mix of small properties, some massive ones. Look at those ones. Whoa, 4,000 up squared. So good mix of business, residential. Badlands Golf Club. Look at that whopper. 21,000 UP2. Huh.
I wouldn't sell a single property if it was me, but that's just me.
Explain.
I just like the idea of owning a whole suburb and just building it up myself, and which is something that's probably never going to be able to do because you just can't get a whole suburb unless you buy one of these packs, but you can't chip away and get one at a time because other people are going to jump in there and grab some. So the best you could do is maybe a few blocks for an area or something like that. It's not like in the day where you did it with Midtown. Like those sort of days are gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely much harder to do nowadays. Even with a coordinated group, it's very difficult. So it's probably, well, you got to think, how much did I spend buying up Midtown Terrace, minting it, all the secondaries I did? They're probably not far off 20 million UPX. It's probably more. So,
well, for 20 grand, you'd hope it'd be a lot more than 20 million UPX.
Yeah, you'd think so. But this is, equivalent to the back in the day.
If it's not closer to 50 million, like the mint costs, I'd be disappointed.
Yep. Yes.
Ben, and don't forget the millions of UPX you throw at UCC to get them.
That was 35. Yeah, true. 35 million or something like that to develop it. So yes. So what can they do? They can mint all of them or some of them under their name. They can open all or some of the properties for sale with minting proceeds sent to the buyer's account monthly. That's interesting. I wonder if they're allowed to set the prices on those. And I mean, it'd be cool if somebody came out and bought that neighborhood. It'd be awesome if you could have your own mini kind of city release that you could go out and promote and whatnot. If you can imagine there's some kind of layer 2 games or something like that that could take full advantage of that.
Well, there's a play for the future, isn't it?
Yeah, it could go very wrong. Yeah. Who knows? But they gotta pony up the money to get it kicked off. So half their luck.
Yeah, but
there's no reason you'd have to.
If Upland did attract certain big organizations or institutions and stuff, that'd be the way to do it, wouldn't it?
Yep. And I think that's kind of the plan, isn't it? That's half the plan with some of these other projects
So I
they've got
guess
going
this
on.
is just road testing the system and trying to see if it works. I mean, I think everybody would love to get the San Francisco Island one. That'd be just awesome. But 20 years, that's a lot of money.
That's big dollars. Yeah, absolutely. So that was the smallest one, wasn't it? The 7 Ethereum.
Yeah.
Then there's the 10 and the 20 here. So, all right. Just under 1,000 properties. Yeah. Good on them.
I had 45% discount. So what's that little? So a little under 50 million would be worth.
Yeah. I wonder if this is because I know there was a few different groups talking about pitching in to do it. It'd be kind of cool if it turns out that that is the case. Although I can't imagine the nightmare that'd be to try and work it out. I think we talked about that when this first came about, trying to divvy.
I know
all that
at
out.
least one group who didn't buy it because I was in it.
Yeah. And was that the reason? Is it the post-purchase headache that is that the reason that it didn't go ahead, or was it the ass falling out of the crypto market, or what?
No, it's just collecting enough people to get this Ethereum together, because nobody from us has sitting 7 Ethereum in a wallet and say, hey, whoa, now I can use them for something useful. So we just started collecting, and now we need many more players to get the next package.
Yes. Yeah, or it just takes one person that's old school crypto person that could have a big fat bag full of them.
Yeah. Oh, I paid $2 per Ethereum or something like this. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
That'd be nice.
Could definitely happen. Would be nice. Yeah, especially if you look back and.
Well, you buy it for 15 cents once upon a time.
Yes, I've still got my old diaries that I kept from the 2017 and 2018 ICO stuff that I did back in the day, and I look at I kept track of my account holdings, essentially my bag holdings, and you look back at some of the numbers that you had back then, like getting in on some of those early projects, like Cardano when it first released, and just having tens of thousands of them, or there's a whole bunch of them you're scratching
like 3 cents or something, or under 3 cents for like years, wasn't
it? Yeah, and Ripple and everything, all the rest of it. I mean, Tron as well. Yep. Yes. Right, just catching up on chat there. So that was what was generally kicking around. We do also know that Genesis season is drawing to a close at the end of the week. I think everybody's probably got their dividends all sorted out. If you haven't yet got your Sizzle season ornament sorted, maybe go and check out what Umbrella Boy's got cooking up. I'm sure he's going to run some promotions for that. There's other people as well. I'm sure Shacklin and the Tosh Shack, they'll have something out. Swally, you have been working on some ornaments. Now, I haven't talked to you about this. Did you peg those to a particular season that you're trying to target?
I'm going to stay away from nothing. I'm doing is winter related, so I'm going to stay away from the winter season. So frost and so I had to submit. I submitted something the other day, and I had to pick a season, and it doesn't suit me to pick this season, even though it's literally about to start. Because A, it takes forever for them to approve it, and B, even if they do approve it sooner rather than later, I've still got to produce them, and I'm going to miss out on most of the season as a result. But I'm just looking bigger picture and thinking like it gives me 12 months. Like I would have rather 6 months sort of, or 3 months even, assuming all goes well. But I just wanted to pick a season that doesn't have a crap load of ornaments already, just to try and help A, level it out, and B, make it a little bit better. I mean, I'm hoping to sell them just on their own value themselves rather than the season they're attached to. But like Genesis season, there's 1 billion ornaments, so I personally would stay clear of Genesis if I can. Even though it kind of makes sense with the theme that I went with to have it in Genesis, but anyway.
Yeah, it's probably the case of, like, I remember when we got ready to do our Halloween sign, or even the Christmas spirals that we did, we had those submitted months and months in advance of the actual event, and it didn't get approved until, after the fact. So, yeah, there,
Well, I've
there
heard
can
that.
be quite a significant delay.
I've heard that a lot with we call it Halloween and Christmas. People start getting stuff ready, and it doesn't get approved till like literally. And I'm like, so even if Upland came back like in the next week or two, I guess I could produce a few, but it's not like even if there was a demand for them, I wouldn't be able to produce them quick enough. So again,
Yes,
I haven't put that much thought into it. I'm trying to just create ones that people will buy because I want to buy them, not so much for the season they're attached to.
Yep. All right, so we've had Genesis season. What's up next? Sizzle season, at the height of winter for us, capturing the essence of summer in winter. Nice, love it. All right, so Sizzly. All right, well, I guess we'll wait and see. There's not much else we can talk about for that. Sizzle season, how long does it go for? Till September. So that's when it just kind of...
But yeah, they always end on the 15th of the
warming
next
up.
season. Yeah.
15th. All right. We'll do a reminder that if you want to get involved, if you are listening live or taking part live, you on the StreamYard or on the YouTubes, I don't believe you can do it on X, but I will check X. Hashtag LFG to go into the running for the live participants prizes that we will draw later in the show. All right, and I believe that brings us to what I had pegged for the main topic. There wasn't nothing's particular going on. There was a lot of little somethings going on. So, yeah, I said savoring the build-up and the growing anticipation at hand for a number of upcoming key events. Just off the top of my head, we've got Totems 2, the Sparklet release, the Sparklet airdrop campaign 2. Some hints that that's going to be here sooner rather than later. Paris, of course. And then we've got a few longer range ones, which could be who knows when, transportation mechanics, property management tools, and more aviation stuff. Before we focus on anything in particular, is there any major upcoming events or features that's burning at you that you want to get your hands on?
Not really.
Yeah. Just go with the flow.
I don't know. Did you miss it with X1 having the call out for ideas for city releases and how to improve them?
I saw a few of those pop up here and there. They're the what is it? The in-app chat freaking campaigns, aren't they?
That was just
Miles P chain.
Yeah, it wasn't a release. It was just a notification. I guess is probably the best thing.
Did you have a submission for that one?
No, because the only one I'm going to come up with is make the prices more affordable for everyone. But
yeah, and the only thing I'd say, sorry,
I submitted an idea to increase the minting cooldown. So if you minted one property, you get 1 minute cooldown. If you minted the second one, you get 2 minutes on top. Then the third one, 3 minutes. So that the chances get more equal, and not the one who is has the fastest script. The fastest click rate with his mouse to get the properties in 10 seconds right along a street. So you, the more you mint, the longer you have to wait before you can mint the next one, and then maybe about after 24 hours, this get cut down to the normal 10 seconds. But
30, it's 30 seconds at the moment. But
10, no, 10, no, 10 is the cent, glaube ich. Cent is 10 seconds.
Is it?
I thought it was 30. The minting, yeah. I saw you kind of balk at that idea, Swelly. Don't like that one?
They're struggling to get people to go to minting as it is. That's just going to make it harder to get people. Like I hear what he's saying, and I don't disagree with it. I mean, I'm faster than the rest of them when I couldn't get Pennsylvania in and DC, where I'm pretty much going to live from now on. So it is what it is. I think that's just going to deter more people than encourage them.
Yeah, is it necessary? Like I went into that last Bermuda, well, the full Bermuda release with the old mindset, smash and grab as much as you can, as fast as you can. But it turned out that there was no real mad panic, except for those, few key areas here, there, and everywhere. So maybe those days have passed. Maybe Paris will be different. I don't know.
No, because it'll be too expensive, and that's the thing that's really ruined it is just the cost. Like you think about I keep saying this, but when Brazil was released, not Brazil, but the city there, like that was cheap. So that people snapped them up. It sold out in like 7 minutes or something. And then they kept doing releases and it kept selling out. But that's because you're paying 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 UPX a property. Now we're paying 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a property, and you're like, okay, well, even if you're going with 2.5 million, you get half a dozen properties and you're done.
Yeah. To kind of help with that, I'd probably suggest something that I've been talking about and whining about for the longest time is if we're going to have a city release, get the bloody property lines up well in advance. Get the mint prices shown like we used to do well in advance. Let people make plans.
They've gone the other way with all that.
Yeah, why? I just don't understand.
Maybe for Buellman's point, to try and get more of a spread instead of everyone focusing on the one spot, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, it's from a business perspective, you'd think you'd want people to spend more money. I mean, I think it's pretty well known that I'm over the whole FOMO aspect, but if I had all of that data up and available, I'd be far more likely to have a good look through it. And that would probably entice me into FOMO more than just I got to get up at 2 frickin' a.m. and then see what the hell's available in a mad rush. Being able to plan, and I don't know. I just there's never been an explanation as far as I've seen that or why that was all taken away. Frustrating.
I don't know.
Yes, very frustrating. All right, so totems, we kind of talked about that a bit 2 weeks ago. What do we think the timeline is on there? Is that going to be in sizzle season? Hopefully.
They didn't say it would be. They just said soon.
No.
No. They said in sizzle season.
I did that.
But,
they did.
Yeah. I just need to find it. But I'm worried about a new fun little twist. Maybe.
Well, I thought the fun little twist was the potions, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's that kind of last potion things where they said that this is your last chance. You know, you can read into that. Well, it's going to be here sooner rather than later, but who knows? Caesar said 2064 sizzle season. They meant. Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't mention a year. Yeah, that's right. They only said sizzle season, not which year. God. So maybe our grandchildren.
How long's my beard going to be then? I'll be wiping my bum with it. Nice. Yes, so we'll have to wait and see. So totems, I'm hoping that comes sooner rather than later. Something to get engaged with again. What's probably the next one, based on a few different things, is the Sparklet airdrop campaign. Have you seen some of the hints and bits and pieces that have been kicking around for that?
I have been pretty much disconnected from Upland for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
I'll slow down a little bit and get back into my normal routine very shortly. But I've just been so focused on Blender and learning and trying to get my head around it, all that sort of stuff. It's going really well. I'm getting quite confident with what I'm doing and the submission process. But as a result, I've missed a lot. I haven't been on Twitter. I haven't really been on Discord.
Yes, neither have I. But I have been jumping around on X though, and one of the things that popped up was this tweet here from Michael Collier, who's Trendy Prop, I believe. He says, "Is this a clue that Gem Galaxies, a Roblox-based fan RPG, is coming as a Layer 2 game to Upland, or are there similarities purely coincidental? And what is the connection to the Sparklet airdrop, Sparklet Gems? What do you think?" So he's got 2 images here. One is from what is going to be the share and build airdrop part 2. That's already live. If you go to airdrop.upland.me, this is all set, ready to go. And that's where he's got the image from. But then he's also found that other image from this other game, Gem Galaxies on Roblox, and it does look very similar.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Maybe the same AI generated them.
Yeah. when I saw it initially, I thought, oh, he's onto something here. But then when I did as much clicking around as I could in my mad rush to get ready to see what is this Gem Galaxies thing, and I couldn't really see any images. All I could see was basically that logo again. Looking at that and then looking at the Upland ones,
The shapes, yeah.
I think it's coincidental. I think it's probably somebody's done a image search for colorful gems or something like that, because this one's got different shapes. I mean, you never know, but yeah, I would, if I had to put my $2 on it, I'd say it's just purely coincidental. Yeah, because the shape's not exactly the same, the colors aren't exactly the same, and if I want to put gonna have a wine moment on, Upland has no qualms whatsoever about how do I say this politely, ripping off or plagiarizing their own work or that of others. Like, look at what they've done with my Block Explorer and other people's Block Explorers. They do reuse assets. Like, we've seen things be released as, what have we seen? We've seen things be released as map assets, but then they take the base away and sell it as a bloody Block Explorer. So I think they're pretty loose with the images they use. I don't know. What do you think? You think Michael's reading too much into this?
Well, X1 did say they're always dropping hints, and we seem to miss most of them. So,
you never know.
Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. Could be, but one thing is for sure, and that's that this page is up and looks almost ready to go now. Aside from the fact that, there may be some connection to that Roblox game, sure, but there is definitely a change in the way they are depicting the sparklet tokens. Now, that's definitely a gem there on the right-hand side. So what could that possibly signify? Any mad predictions there? Don't know.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah. Hopefully it's some kind of gamification stuff. I don't know. Buellerman, any thoughts? Anybody in chat? What do you reckon? Make some mad predictions. Yeah, I don't know. Has to mean something. There's no way they'd change the color from what has been the standard sparklet color for ages, which is kind of that electric-y blue color.
Well, they've been going with that coin for
some kind of meaning.
Pretty much up until now, they're going with that coin. So, I mean,
yep.
I don't know. Maybe they're just mixing it up. Maybe we might be reading too much into it.
Yeah. Be interesting to see, because they did say that the way they were going to do this second round was going to be different from the first one. It wasn't so much about your follow account. It was more it was going to be more related to your engagement levels. Myself and a lot of other people speculated that was going to have something to do with the new in-game chat function. I don't see a direct tie-in with that as far as this new imagery goes, but who knows?
No, and I said that the other night to you, that I don't think it'd be the in-game chat function, because it doesn't attract new people. That only attracts people. It's only going out to players that are already in the game. So we want new players in the game. So it's going to have to be on X. Sparkles.
Sparklies. Yeah, I don't know. If it was just those ones, I might not read too much into it, but that's definitely a gem on the right there. So, yeah. Don't know. But I'm excited to find out. Anticipation, as I said. All right, so that's a couple of things. Now, I did put a couple of stretch goals there as well. Of course, we've got Paris. Swally, it sounds like you don't think that's going to be the next city release. You think they're going to squeeze
No, I didn't
another one
say
in?
that. I didn't say that at all. I just said every time everyone thinks it's going to be a certain city, it never is.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's not Paris. Like, if you had to hold me down and say pick a city, I'll say Paris. But it doesn't surprise me. It would not surprise me in the slightest for Upland to just go, here you go, there's a Dallas expansion. Wouldn't make sense. But maybe they might save Paris for a future release when it's going to get more publicity or something. I don't know. Like, there could be stuff behind the background that we just don't know. But I mean, every time we think it's going to be a particular city and everyone's broken it, it never is. So that's just my thoughts.
Yes. And kind of said in chat in the StreamYard Paris because of the Olympics, and I just did a search. The Olympics kicks off at the end of this month, 26th of July to mid-August. So yeah,
everything lines up for
they
Paris.
They didn't do anything for the World Cup and
the
women's World Cup.
Yeah.
And the men's got this Lusail, where we're still waiting on this uniqueness of functions we will get with these properties there.
Wasn't that's where the track hero is? So that's got it.
Yeah, I think that this will be the marketing they do. They say we do something special in this part of the world, and now you get this. Nothing what values my property there, just something. Yeah.
They're cutting it a bit fine then, because we're pretty much at the end of this week. Unless they do often drop news early tomorrow morning our time. That's pretty regular habit that they do. If not this week, then it doesn't leave them a lot of time.
What, to drop the news before the release?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to that kind of whine I've had previously about, we've had the Tokyo release, but then there was no marketing done, or it seems like even with stuff like the Christmas events or the Halloween events, I mean, they know Halloween and Christmas is coming up, but it always seems like everything's a last minute rush. Oh, we got to do this. Good, hurry. Well, you would think something as big as this, there would be a week or more of a marketing campaign to give, the various news websites enough time.
See, I know nothing about law or copyright laws, all that sort of stuff, but my understanding is you've got to be very careful around the Olympics and mentioning the Olympics and et cetera and et cetera. And maybe that's just a minefield that Upland don't want to get involved in.
But why would they use a new city release for merchandise if they clearly say the cities are not for new players? So what would it? So hey, we are releasing Paris. There are the Olympics now, but it's too expensive for new players. You have to go to South Trenton, Stockton, Justman there, and in 2 years you can afford a property in Paris if there's still something left. So this is not
a good point.
It's not good marketing. So it could be better if we already had Paris and they say, hey, and no, this is the Olympics in Paris. We have Paris in Upland too. You can do this and that and now and this. And there are meta benches. You can buy stuff. You can do something like this track heroes in an Olympic style. But the new city release to use for marketing, if they clearly say it's not for new players, doesn't make much sense.
So if I was a betting man, I would have a punt to say that we probably won't get Paris and we'll get some other city or Dallas expansion like you mentioned earlier. And all that we'll get during the Olympics, which runs for about 2 weeks, is a 2-week competition at the LaSalle Stadium that for various people to do those races and win certain prizes.
Yeah, that could be good, yeah.
And not a mention of the Olympics, because I believe that's a legal minefield to even mention it. So
maybe we get more useful legends, shirts from players.
Yes. I was just pulling that up.
Or,
Spotlight mementos
of
things
someone
like
jumping
that,
over a bar or something like that. Yeah.
So Swally's right. That would require an official partnership, and we've already seen like what is it? The ladies meta something, that layer 2 game that Shackleton and a few people had that never got off the ground. Yeah, because of the who knows the legal reasons or whatever. So that's what I mean.
I don't understand why there's legal stuff. Just remove all this nation things, and then the game itself has nothing to do with football, FIFA, or something. It was only my opinion, it's only the part where you can use or wager your shirts or something like this in a game and win from another one. So if they don't get it, hey, just let them wager Apex and say, hey, let's do a game for 5k Apex, winner takes all or something like this.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, it'd be good to see something official get done. But then even we had the massive news, there's a FIFA partnership for the World Cup, but then we couldn't even get a single banner image or something on the official FIFA website. It was all very one-sided. So I don't know. Wait and see. But yeah, Buellerman's point that new city releases aren't for new players. Yeah, well, Upland has made that explicitly clear on a number of occasions that that's not the case. So yeah, point taken. All right. So the other stretch goals I had, of course, that's kind of very far out there. Transportation mechanics, which, I've recently been moving a whole bunch of map assets. Yeah. Who knows when they'll drop. And then, of course, the other one, property management tools. I think we already kind of covered that. So, yes, lots of stuff potentially on the way. There's all of the stuff going on with the Gun Tech and the Matilda Studios and this, that, and the other thing. So, and there's also a bunch of the layer 2 stuff that we haven't heard an awful lot about either. Like, what was the gun range one? The gun range one. We haven't heard much about that. That was supposed to be selling packs and all sorts of stuff. Haven't heard any more about that. And the list goes on. What do you reckon, Swally? The less said, the better.
Well, I'm trying to remain silent because anything I keep coming back to is PC treasure hunting. That's all I want. So that's why I'm trying not to say anything.
Yes. Make treasure hunting great again, as Swally's background image says. All right, we'll give another shout out to, if you are participating live, don't forget to drop a hashtag LFG, so you can be part of the live participants prize wheel. All right, so yes, as I said, a lot to look forward to, bit of anticipation building. Something's got to happen sooner rather than later because we've had some pretty quiet weeks. Well, it's been a couple of quiet months almost, so I have to wait and see. All right. And yeah, I should shout out to the band too. He dropped a QIPS that kind of was talking about that airdrop stuff as well. I'll just kind of cover what he said. And he was talking about those chips and coins as well. Here's an interesting point. He said they are very like. What's the deal about the colors? Spark has never been displayed with such color. Yeah, that's the same point. And then you have the 3 different shapes. Yep, they look very playful. New partnership incoming together with drop number 2, perhaps. All right, sticking with the QIPS theme, if you remember, if you have any questions, insights, provocations, and statements about Upland that we could cover on the show, there's a link to a Google form in the description. Make sure you include your in-game name in your submission, and if we use it on the show, you'll win yourself some kind of prize. 6 Week 6 is just on fire. He dropped about 8 of them, I think. I've picked one of those out tonight, and we've also got another one from CERN-S4. The first up one from 6 Week 6 is... It's a very important one that has been asked almost as long as I've been playing this game. He asks, can we hand down our Upland account to our children or spouse when we die?
That's exactly what I thought if I said my last sentence to get my grandchildren get something done. I can't hand them my account. I can give them my password, but then it's against the terms of service. So no chance now. No chance to transfer a whole account to another player or another person.
Account legacy protection has been requested from the very earliest days when, the whales had 5 million UPEX net worth and things like that, especially back in those days when there was no USD out or anything like that, and people were putting in quite a significant chunk of change. And like I said, in those days, there was no undermint buyings. If your account was worth 5 million UPEX, it's because you've paid $5,000 worth or more to get it, pretty much, unless you had some mad secondary sales.
You can't change your email. This is the next problem. Huh? So if Gmail or Hotmail or any of these services shuts down, and your email is gone, you still can log in, but you don't get any email communication from Upland. You can't send them. So I'm glad that I used my own domain, so I can just deliver the mails to whatever address in the second stage. But this is a problem, and I think it's for a majority of players with this problem, because many of them just say, hey, just take my Apple Mail because this is used for everything in my life. So, but what if Apple just shuts down the email service?
Yep. And it does and can happen. So, yeah. Account legacy protection at present, we have nada, not a damn thing. As Billaman said, you can write down your login details and your password. I mean, technically that's fine unless you were going to come out and say, hey, I'm Swally 129's Uncle Jim and I'm going to take over his account. That's going to raise a whole bunch of red flags and probably a whole bunch of people would report it. So, yeah, I don't know. What have you
are
done?
not able to
put it
reset
out to you.
two-factor if you get a new number and can't reset because you need to
Phone.
send from the mail you registered. So, no chance. Yep. No chance. Even if we did a KYC or something like this, so some sort of party knows my real name and some real data where I can say, hey, this is my ID, it's me, and this ID is connected to this account. So, hey, let me do something with it. But
which is weird because it's blockchain. You know, it's very strange. Well, Bueller
if you have your keys, your keys, it would no problem. Would be no problem. Yeah?
Yes. What have you done to protect yourself in this situation? I've written down my login details and they're squirreled away with the wife and the kids, and a few other key people know what they are, or at least where to access that if they have to. It's not available online.
Yeah, I know that they have to break many terms of service because there's a database with all my accounts and my passwords securely saved, and only the nearest persons around me know how to get the file and the details to decrypt the file to get this information. Then they can log into the accounts and maybe initiate some sort of, hey, the player is dead process, but there's nothing in Upland. No, maybe a little gravestone. It's a topic hard to discuss about. But if a player dies, there could be some sort of honor in the game. You say, hey, this player, this account, he's dead. They initiated a player's dead process to get a little gravestone or something like this, so that I don't think, oh, this property is nice. I send them a DM and the DM doesn't get answered, and I say, oh, what's this for a guy who doesn't answer to DMs? He can't, or she.
And there is precedent. This has happened.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know, Swally, is there anything you've done to kind of helped safeguard yourself from that?
I haven't given it as much thought as I probably should. I guess in a way I'm lucky because my missus also plays. So if I was to go on my own, she would be able to do something with it. If we both go, the accounts will be dead forever, I'd suggest.
Yeah. That's a lot with crypto stuff and that as well. Yeah. So
I have a son and I'd happily pass it on to, but I don't. Yeah.
How do you do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's something that's desperately lacking. Especially you're talking about now. There's a few people that have $1 million accounts, or there's people that have a bunch of people that have over $100,000 worth of accounts, or even to a lot of people, $5,000. $5,000 inheritance to pass down to your family
even
would
for
make a
some,
difference.
Yeah. That is, if you get a funeral or something, you won't pay $50 for it. It's much money needed in these cases, and if you have the account details, just transfer as much as possible out of it before someone knows that you aren't the owner of the account, because then all these ways get shut down. So initiate till up process and something if you in this situation. Because if it goes the official way through maybe justice or something like this to get to these funds, or this will take ages, because it's all new and nobody knows what is right or what is not right, and so.
And I can't imagine that Upland support that'd be something that they'd want to do, because it'd just be fraught with danger as far as fraud and things like that. So it's probably something that's just steer well clear of. Yeah, pretty messy. So everybody stay safe.
I'll try.
And Upland, pull your finger out, get your act together. We need legacy account protection sooner rather than later. Because like I said, that's been more than 5 years that's been requested. And it was talked about. It might have been talked about in the very earliest roadmaps and things like that. It was actually in the
but
in
a,
the
a
data.
search field in the collection properties is much easier to get. So just do some calculations in your brain, and then we are at 2,648 years in the future or something like this. So,
oh boy!
But hey, maybe some surprise. We don't know. Upland is good for surprise.
Yes. All right. Good question and good reminder, 6 week 6. And we got another one here. This is a scenario question from CernS4 who says, he's hoping for a different future scenario, but at worst case scenario, at what markup floor percentage would the property trading environment reach such a level that there would be little incentive to continue playing? Or is the expectation that the property trading environment is going to thrive regardless of the markup floors? Well, I don't think you could say that property trading environment is going to thrive regardless of the markup floors, because if you look at the market card, it's one direction that everything seems to be getting dragged towards. And yeah, there's other aspects at play there with crypto and the wider global economy, yada, yada, yada. But do you think there's a trigger point where, we've kind of talked about it, like, is it going to go below 20%, or is that the carrot to gobble those up going to be too high?
I don't know that there's a market floor that's the problem. I mean, we, as crypto people, all think that the next crypto bull run is going to happen next year. And let's say that does happen pretty much as expected. But if Upland doesn't go along with it, that would be probably the big red flag for me that goes, if we don't see any sort of influx or a bump of any sort, then I'd be like, oh, fuck, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
But we're still 12 to 18 months away from that. And I honestly don't believe that'll be the case. I think there will be some sort of bump or, increase in popularity and transactions, etc. But time will tell, I guess.
What do you think it would do psychologically to, like, if we pulled up that market card, okay, welcome to episode number 40, 79 or whatever it was. And okay, the markup floors in Bermuda are 9%. I mean, if we suddenly start seeing the cards where, the markups are 15% or 12% or 7%, at what point do you start raising your eyebrows and think, we're in trouble here?
Well, it depends on your mindset. Like I said, at the moment, if I see, like, even in DC, if I see anything under 30%, I'm super interested.
Yep.
But and if it got down to 10%, I'd be even more interested. If I believe in the game, why would I? It's like saying I wouldn't buy Bitcoin at $100. Like, if Bitcoin was available tomorrow at $100, like, if you believe it, why would you buy it? Yeah, 100%. Well, you wouldn't need to just go buy a few of them.
Yeah.
So long as you believe in the game and the direction they're going, so you've got to continue to watch the community. You've got to continue to watch Upland, what they're doing. And I haven't seen anything really that worries me too much about the future of the game. They're building, they're trying to, it's not a rug pull or anything like that. They're trying to create a future for it. They're talking about a 20-year plan. So that's a good mindset to have. The constant cash grabs are a little concerning, but it is a bear market and bills are going to be paid. So maybe, I don't know, or maybe they're just trying to get certain money flows happening so they can show to potential investors that they're going all right. I mean, but the bottom line is, to me, it's not about the floor. It's about your confidence in the game. And it's got nothing to do with the prices. And prices are just reflecting other people coming and going. So the floors will very quickly go up if, the number of people playing doubled in a short space of time.
So just basically kind of supply and demand.
Imagine just one person like Abdullah enters the game. That's going to massively change it, let alone a bunch of them.
Yep. Yeah, I guess what interests me more than the the markup floor percentage falling is probably, I think I talked about this last week or the week before. I wonder if there's a point where Upland is going to step in and intervene. Like we've seen them do this. Well, first of all, we've got that with the $3 minimum for USD sales. We've also seen this where on the opposite side, where the Manhattan prices were inflating like crazy. Like people were paying over 200K for just a regular Manhattan price, and then they put in specific things and they took specific actions to drop that. I mean, yeah, are they going to intervene if it gets too low?
I can't see it happening.
No.
Maybe they should have, instead of having a $3 floor, maybe should have been a percentage or something like that. But which would help for the really cheap properties, because obviously you can mint stuff for under 3,000 UPX that you can't sell for less than $3. And the same, the flip side of that's true. If you buy a property for $1 million UPX, maybe you can't sell it for too low a price.
Yeah, probably in hindsight that would have worked out better, because that would cover both the UPX and the USD if they just had a flat, okay, we're not going to go under 50% or whatever their line in the sand would have been.
I mean, the floors could already be lower than what they are if they didn't have that $3 floor. I mean, Queens has been for forever. Queens has been at $3, and as a treasure hunter there, I was snapping them up. And I've got them all for sale. They're not outrageously priced, but the sales are trickling in here and there, and I don't care if I sell them tomorrow, if I sell them in 18 months' time, and they just sit at a price. I'll make a small profit on them, and my account will go up. But yeah, anyway, so I don't think there's a set price or a markup. I think it's just all about the confidence in the game.
Yep. All right. Well, a couple of thought-provoking ones there this week. Thank you, 666 and CernS4. You've both earned yourself 10,000 UPX after fees. All right, we'll race ahead because we're getting a bit long in the tooth. In this week's Getting to Know Community Members segment, care of Mesme and the other members of the Dynamic Node Builders team, they're featuring Zoe, who you might know as Wedge Cloud in the game. Zoe is currently a director with a net worth of just over 2.6 million UPX. She's got 176 properties and 3,580 sparklet. Her home residence is in the Evergreen. Now, I always say Evergreen Lasher, but Lacer. I probably should know how to say it because I'm in that node. That neighborhood is in Detroit, and if you haven't checked out what they've got going on over there, they've always got a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. So keep your eyes and ears out for that one. Let's go and have a sneaky peeky at what Zoe has got going on. Right, I didn't get a chance to look at these, so I've had no preview at this. We're looking at her progress chart. Very linear growth there.
Till right recently,
big jump there, isn't it? Look, properties net worth 2.1 up to 2.7.
I wonder if they got themselves a landmark or something.
Yeah, she might have. 166 properties jumped up to 176. So there was a 10 property jump there. Could have been a couple of bundles or something. Yeah, maybe.
With one really good property.
Yep. Could have
been.
Or
just one really big purchase.
Yes, and properties net worth graph is quite clear of the mint net worth graph, which often signifies, same as my chart, heavy involvement in different node projects or buying up secondary floors and whatnot. All right, let's move on to her actual responses. So in-game name, well, her Discord name, you would have seen her around as Zoe, but her in-game name is Wedge Cloud. She's been an Uplander since January 2022, been to Vegas, no. Bucket list, international travel, famous fact about where she lives, koalas, ding, ding, ding. Celebrity you know the most about, Taylor Swift or Selena Gomez. Tattoos, yes. Pet peeve, lies and stealing. Most common internet search history, song lyrics. Nice one. Guilty pleasure, Elder Scrolls and reading. Superpower, endurance. What will you never do again? Drink to get drunk. Hallelujah. Occupation, create my own people. Nice. And 3 Uplanders you chat with regularly, Fax _ Spitter88, more cheese, and Cafe Morgador. So that's old mate Zoe.
Yeah, we haven't seen her on the show for a while. That's been a shame.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
I think we haven't seen her on the show for a while, so that's a bit of a shame.
She's out and about for a while. Yep.
I say we haven't seen her on the show.
Around.
Yeah.
No, fellow Australian. Yes, Vape High Guy. He's very in what's the word? Entrenched in the Evergreen Lasher community there. So shout out EL78. And he's put hashtag LFG. I don't know if it registers if you put it in with another comment. So maybe just throw another one out just in case. Hashtag LFG. All right, if you'd like to get yourself involved or you know someone who the community might be interested in learning a bit more about, like we just did with Zoe, then send Mesme or any of the other Dynamic Node Builder members a DM or click the link to the DMB Discord server in the description. Say good day and tell them the UDU podcast sent you. Yes, last chance, last heads up for the live participants wheel. Comment LFG in the StreamYard chat or the YouTube chat. I will endeavour to try and remember to check X as well if you're listening over there. And that brings us to the competition wheels, I believe. So last week's challenge was to click the link to the Midtown Terrace survey Google form in either the contest channel within the NBA server or in the description for the show. Plus, I was spamming it here, there, and everywhere. And you had to complete and submit the form. Your name will roll on a list of all the entrants for a chance to win the usual 10,000 UPX after fees, the 5,000 UPX bonus prize. You'd also get yourself another entry into the 2024 end of year giveaway prizes. And on top of those usual prizes, you'd go in the running to win the final two-piece set of Speedway fences and a Roadster cart care of show sponsor BAMTech from the Apex Motors and Map Assets MetaVenture. Remember that he's got plenty of stock for you to liven up your speedways with Speedway fences or get your go-kart racing fix on. Currently in stock and available at the Apex Motors and Map Assets shops that are linked in the description. And of course, last week's challenge was the bonus prize of an Midtown Terrace property, 12 Knoll View Way. So normally the bonus prize is one of the ones that we picked that was the best, the funniest, or whatever. Obviously, that's not the case with this one. Was a bit unique, so we'll just roll the wheel a second time for that. So we're going to roll the wheel the first time to give away the 10,000 UPX. I'll leave the name in. We'll roll it again for the 5,000 bonus, and then we'll roll it one more time for the Midtown Terrace property. Thank you to the 40 people who put their submissions through. I had to get up at 4 o'clock this morning to collate all of those before work because there was quite a list to go through. And some people just like giving me a headache. And instead of just putting a figure in, they wrote me a big, long freaking essay that I had to decipher. So that was fun at 4 a.m. But thank you for your input, nevertheless. Let's give that away, shall we? So first roll, as I said, 10,000 UPX after fees. And that goes to... Oh, Picasso's just missed it. Huyang.
Nice.
Congratulations. Now, I'm not going to take the name out because there's other prizes associated with this. What I will do is if Huyang comes up again for the 5,000, I'll roll it again. So I'll do shuffle. So this one's for the 5,000 bonus, but not really a bonus, but kind of a bonus. And Kachow might have it. No, Kevin Loader, I believe. Congratulations, Kevin Loader. So that's for the UPX prizes. Now I'm going to roll it for the...
Where's the drum roll?
This is for the Midtown Terrace property, and then I'll do the BAMTech one. So yeah, drum roll for this one. This is 12 Knoll View Way. Already has a townhouse built on it, ready to go, ready for you to move in. Sir Nass has just missed it, and he's in chat.
Oh.
Vape Hi Guy.
Well
Congratulations.
done. Little jealous right now.
Good job, mate. We'll work with you in DM to get that property to you. And what'll I do? No, I'll leave you in there. What the hell? So these first roll is for the 2 Speedway fences care of BAMTech. And then I'll take the name out for the final roll. Oh, 6 Week 6 has got some more. No, this is a new name. I haven't heard of this one. Pet Slots. Interesting. Pet Slots. Hopefully that is your in-game name. Otherwise, it sounds like I'm in for a hell of a time to try and find you.
No, I think it is. They're not that
cool.
new.
And last but not least, this is for the BAMTech cart, the red cart. And that goes to Angry Ursi has just missed it. Oh, it's the name I can never say. Bielvitok.
BK.
BK. Yeah, she's all over the place. Got heaps of stuff going on. So congratulations, Bielvitok. All right, I'll write that down. All right, so that lets me get out of there. Let me go back here. So that was last week's challenge. Now, if you saw the kind of further explanation video I put out through the week about what's happening in Midtown Terrace, stage 1 was the survey to get some raw data. That has concluded as per that wheel that's just rolled. Stage 2 is now underway. You have to get yourself into the NBA server to be a part of that. Where is it? Here, I believe I can show. So yes, for this one, there's a link to the description in the NBA server. Once you're in, if you go down to NBA info and it's supposed to be announcements, there's some information here about the format that I want this next stage in. And there's also you can download the Excel sheet that has the raw data in there. I know some people, myself included, don't like downloading things, so I have just spammed the data in there as well. So what am I looking at from here? Well, let's have a look at a few people that have put their submissions in. So that's the raw data there, but then to put an entry in, it's very convoluted, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to jump over to the contest channel. And as Laban's done here, what I want is 3 of the different options that you've pulled from that data. And this is stage 2, and from this in stage 3, we'll vote on it. If you've got absolutely no freaking idea, whatever about what I'm talking about, go and have a look at the channel and click on the Midtown Terrace sale property video. I kind of go through it all there. So it's all in there. So don't sleep on that one. Make sure you get it in. I haven't really worked out prizes for this properly yet, but are probably similar to this week. Why the hell not? I'll probably throw another Midtown Terrace property in there as soon as I'm trying to offload some. Might as well give a few away for free. So let me get out of there. And that brings us to this week's challenge. This week's challenge is, what did I write? Yeah, so this is a little bit different. Back to our normal regular thing. In the contest channel within the NBA server, which I just showed you, let us know what your most anticipated feature or event is that's upcoming and why. Now, as we've just seen, stage 2 of the Midtown Terrace sales survey is going on in the same channel. So that's probably going to get a little bit messy, but don't worry, you don't have to do any of that. It'll be my headache to sort all that out this time next week. So there's 2 ways that you can get involved there. You can get involved by being part of stage 2 of the Midtown Terrace sale thing. That's kind of separate. That's not the weekly challenge, but there will be prizes associated that are giveaway next week. And the other one is just get in there and let us know, what are you excited about that's upcoming? Again, your name will roll on a list of all the entrants for a chance to win 10,000 UPX as the main prize. We'll be back to our regular 5,000 UPX bonus prize. And of course, yet another entry in to the end of year prize draw giveaways. But yeah, don't think that the Midtown Terrace one is covering the weekly challenge. They're separate this week. All very confusing. I apologize, but a couple more weeks and we'll be back to normal. All right. Yes, I'll share that. That's funny. All right. You get a property and you get a property. Nice one. All right.
That's Laban. He posted it in the
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so I put it in
the stream
YouTube so I can put it up on the screen.
Thanks. Yes, so don't sleep on those ones. Get onto it lickety split, because it may be like I know Slack sent me a DM. Hey, you shut down that bloody survey before I could put my entry in. Yeah, it was. I had to get up at 4 o'clock this morning because there's no way I was going to be able to do that between finishing work this afternoon and the show. It may be the case again next week. So if you want to get involved, sooner rather than later. All right, very last chance to drop your hashtag LFG somewhere, and I'll do a quick check on X, make sure nothing's happening over there. Because I hope not, because I don't even know if I can patch in extra details. Maybe I can. No, all clear on X. All right. Live participants wheel is, what do I got to do? I got to do share screen. Apologies, still getting our head around this bloody thing. 12 entries, last chance. Hashtag now or forever hold your peace.
I've got a couple of late entries.
All right, let it tick over. Because I know when Buillerman tested before. There you go. There's another one. And we'll leave it at that. Draw. All right. So this is to see who's going to play. And then we're going to roll a different wheel to see what they're going to win. Oh, Picasso. Oh, you just missed out on the prize before. So well done. All right. Now, if I jump on over to this wheel, this one, I know how to use this one. So this should work pretty easily. Let's see what Picasso's going to win. We just missed out on the 15th out. I don't know if it's right on the borderline. Mystery map asset. There you go. Mystery map asset on the way for you. I'll be in touch via DM to get that to you. Lickety split. All right. Now, that's all I've got this week. I usually forget something. Anything else going on with you, Swally or Buellerman or anybody else in chats? Don't forget, you can spam, shill, whatever you want to do.
I've got nothing to spam. I'm good.
Nothing.
So much work with the rework of my upland.info, but I'm doing steps. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yes. All right.
Greater steps than baby steps.
Baby steps, yes. We'll leave it at that for this week. A reminder that if you are in a time zone that fits in with the Thursday night recording schedule at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time and you'd like to get involved, I do drop the link to the weekly stream in the NBA server about 15 minutes before we kick off. You can come and have a chat while I scramble like a fiend to get ready. That invitation extends to any of the channel's podcast productions. So if you have an Upland NFT or Metaverse product, service, or event to promote, then send me Ben68 a DM and or get yourself in the NBA server, which is linked in the description. Don't forget to check out BAMTech's High-Speed Metaventure, Apex Motors, and Map Assets. And yes, make sure you get an entry in for next week's prize giveaways. And if you want to get involved, go and check out the Midtown Terrace sales data as well. New sponsor starting next week, which means we've got some new prizes to announce and give away also. All right, on that note, all the best to everybody, and we shall catch you later.